Alright, welcome to today's video, guys. So from the title you already know I am showing you how to change the oil in your V6 Grand Vitara. But on top of that, this also starts first video in a series I'm going to do called the Owner's Manual, where I just sort of show you any basic servicing type stuff that the Owner's Manual covers, and hopefully give some of you guys back at home a bit of confidence on how to do some servicing yourself so you can save some money and understand your car a little better. But without further ado, we'll jump into the oil change. So first things first, before you do any sort of oil change on anything that holds oil, you always want to make sure you can undo the fill bung first, because if you can't undo the fill bung and you drain all your oil out, you put yourself in a bad spot. Next thing I like to do before I drain the oil, I just like to loosen off the oil filter. So it lives on the right hand side of the motor when looking at the car front on. It's just down there next to the dipstick. You can usually get your hand in from the top here and spin it, but if we come down here, because I have a body lift, you can see the filter there. I've got a black oil filter on it at the moment. But yeah, we'll have a crack at spinning that. If you can't get it by hand, there are certain tools that fit the hex pattern on the back of the filter, or there are sort of ratcheting, automatically closing and opening ones as well. Whoa. There we go. I've managed to loosen it off by leaning in over there. Now that we know the filter will come off, we just want to come down here, and that is our oil sump there. So we just want to crack the nut and undo it once we have a drain pan underneath it. $17mm head on the bolt. Just want to undo it. Try and not drop the bolt in the oil. Now we still need to take off the oil filter. So on these things, the oil filter, when you undo it enough, it will drain oil over basically, not everything, but a lot of stuff underneath the car. Best spot I've found to put the oil pan, while your oil is still draining, push the pan over as far underneath the oil filter as you can while still catching the oil that's coming out of the sump, and then just undo the filter and have some rags ready in case oil runs everywhere, which it probably will, unfortunately. Now the oil filter, I back it out enough that it starts to drain down underneath the car. So you can see it runs along that cross member there, and I've managed to catch most of it by the looks. Now that we've got the filter out of the way, we want to clean that flange that the seal of the oil filter snugs onto. This is because when we're undoing it, dirt and debris might have dropped down onto the mounting surface, or different oil filter brands have different sizes and diameters of seals sometimes, so it's good just to clean it up to ensure that you get a good seal and don't create any oil leaks. So before we can put the car back together, we just need to work out what oil and what filter we need. So the owner's manual covers the oil pretty clearly. There's a little temperature range chart here. So in Australia, where I live, I'll barely go below 0 degrees, but in the hottest parts of summer, I could be slightly over 40 degrees Celsius. So I'm going to go for a 10W40. Obviously, check that with whatever temperature range you live in, and then also you just need to make sure that it meets one of the oil quality classifications. I'm pretty sure pretty much every modern oil available will meet one of these 5 requirements. So that's pretty simple. If you're not sure, you can just go ahead and check on oil or parts manufacturer's site. They'll recommend an oil for your car and climate. Then going on to the oil filter, you'll just need to check with the manufacturer of the filter brand you're going to go with that you've got the right one for your car. So I'm going for a Cooper's filter, and it's a WZ172NM. In a Ryco, it's a Z172. Different countries, I'm sure, maybe have slightly different filter numbers. Just double check that yourself, and just make sure the filter looks somewhat similar to the one coming off your car, and you know you're pretty right. So now we need to reinstall our oil filter. So to do that, you need to lubricate the seal on the oil filter. To do that, I like to just get my fresh oil, slush it around a bit, and then take the cap off. And that always puts enough oil on the bottom of the cap. You can get your finger on it, run it around, and put the cap back on your oil, and then you are good to spin the filter on. So just do the same thing you did to remove it. Go in from the top, I find is the easiest way. Screw it on. Now the workshop manual refers to doing it up like 3/4 of a turn once you do it in all the way and the seal starts to touch, but I've always just put these on basically as tight as I can with my hand, and I've always been able to manage to get them off. So up to your discretion. You can do what the workshop manual says, or you can go a bit tighter. In the scheme of things, it's not really going to matter. Alright, oil filter has been reinstalled. Now it's time to put our drain plug back in. Right, one thing to note about your drain plug is it does have a crush washer on them. In theory, they are a one-time use and you should replace them all the time. However, I normally get a few oil changes out of them. You can see that there's a little bit of a lip forming inside there where it's been crushed down. When they look pretty good still, I'm comfortable reusing them, but if you're unsure, just replace it, put a new one in. And this bolt gets torqued up to 25.5 foot-pounds. I'll put the conversion for Newton meters up on the screen, but yeah. Now since we're done down underneath the engine, you don't have to do this if you don't want to, but it's a good time to either clean with a rag or degrease any oil that's run down underneath your car from the oil filter housing. Now we're filling our oil up. Helps if you've got a funnel, just stops you from spilling anything. Now these 2.5 litre V6s take 5.5 litres with a oil filter change. So this is a 5 litre bottle. I'm just going to pour the whole 5 litres in and then measure up 500 ml and add it in. Now that we know we've got 5.5 litres of oil in, we just want to start the car, run it, make sure the oil pressure light goes out more or less straight away on the dash, and once it's cycled through for a little bit, turn off the car. We've got to wait 5 minutes for all the oil to sink down into the sump, as per how the owner's manual tells you to check the oil, and then we'll pull out the dipstick, clean it up, put it back in, and then pull it out again, have a look, and we will know what our oil level's at. Now that we know we have 5.5 litres of oil in, we just want to start the car, cycle it, make sure our oil light goes off.
Now, as per the workshop manual, we must let the car sit for 5 minutes after running, and then we can check the dipstick. So, it's been 5 minutes now. We just need to check the oil, pull the dipstick out, clean it up with a nice clean rag, and then put it all the way back in and check the level. So we're just below the full mark, which is perfect. So there you have it, guys. That is how you change your oil on your SQ Grand Vitara, one of the V6 ones. So hopefully that's helped some of you guys out. Let me know if you need to see or know how to do any other servicing items or just anything in general about your Vitara. But yeah, we'll be doing things like fuel filter, air filter, diff oils, gearbox oils, and all of that sort of stuff. So hopefully that can help. Yeah, some of you guys out, help you save money and build the confidence to do it yourself. But anyway, if you liked this video, please like and subscribe, helps me out. Comment down below, helps with engagement, helps reach new people. So anyway, thanks for watching.